Okay, I've gone ahead and run the new wires for the lights. I haven't changed anything on the lighting arrangement. But I've run all my new wires, and you can see I put my plugs on here for my quick connects. So if this light ever fails, I'll be able to just take the light off and put a new plug on and swap it right in. But what I really want to show you guys now, what I was talking about the other day with the fuse box, and we're going to go ahead and pull the fuse panel out of here because it's actually got two bolts that hold it into the firewall, so it's real easy to get to. So we're going to take the bolts out of it and at least flip it out to where we can see it a little better. Well, I say it's real easy. It's not going to get you a lot of room, but you got to kind of finagle it through there. If you've ever worked with like a receptacle on a house, it's the same way. You can pull it out and kind of lay it flat and then push it back through. Need to find a few screwdrivers. Of course, now that I start filming, it's going to get super windy. Okay, got a couple of small screwdrivers here, and this little square-headed doohickey. I don't really know what its proper use is for, but I think it might actually work really well in here. So what we're after, this top fuse port there, it says it's for the panel power pressure. No. Yes. I don't know what panel power pressure means, but there's nothing hooked into it, and the wiring crimp on the backside of it is big. So it should fit two wires no problem, as long as it hasn't already been crimped. I didn't look that close, but hopefully it hasn't. So we're just going to push again, just pushing against these tabs, trying to collapse them and get them to go out the back. There's nothing that really holds them in. You just got to get them to pop out, which of course, now that I'm trying to show you how easy it is, it's going to give me fits. Goodness. I don't want to break it or have it slip and stab myself in the hand. There goes one. Oh, I might have just damaged it. I don't know. Son of a gun. Jesus. Yeah, like I said, it's just real simple. Christ almighty. I don't know why I can't push that out of there. There's nothing. It's totally jammed up in there. Something's wrong with how I'm looking at this. So, we said we were going to run these lights as the low beams, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's this 15 amp, which has one yellow and red wire coming out of it. Let's take that out of there, 15 amp, and let's see if we can shove that fuse connector out and maybe either reuse it or tap that wire as our source. If I cut this wire, which I really don't want to do, but if I cut that wire and then I can crimp it and I can crimp the two reds here together, maybe I can splice these together so I'll have a real short length of wire that's really not the right size, but it'll get me going for now. And then I can see about ordering these new fuse crimp fittings so that I can get a brand new one. See, what I want to do is pull an unused one out to crimp the wires directly into it. I mean, I guess I might as well cut that wire because I was going to crimp off of it anyway. I was going to disconnect it anyway. So on these wires, I'm taking the black and red apart. The blacks are going to be just directly coupled because they're just the neutral. So they'll just get butted together. And the reds, I'm going to try to twist them together and then connect them with this one red lead. Hopefully if I twist two together I can still fit them inside that crimp fitting. That's my only real concern, is they might be too big. No, it fit. Good deal. That fit. Heat gun out here. Hope the wind isn't too bad to run it. Okay, that's done. Actually, this might not be a problem because this is a little wire, but it actually looks like a pretty big gauge wire with thin insulation versus my bigger wires. Here they look like a bigger wire, but they actually have less. They have a thicker. It's a smaller wire with a thicker insulation. So this actually might all work out okay. These wire crimpers. I've never had a proper pair of wire crimpers before. I've always just used screwdriver or electrical tool. But I like these. A ratcheting crimper, which you don't need the ratcheting effect for small stuff, but makes me feel better. They work pretty good. I'll put a link in the description. I just picked them up on Amazon, like pretty much everything else. So our reds are done. We'll stick that back in that fuse slot. Let's get our blacks here. And what I'm doing is this is the ground, this is the neutral wire from the back two and the neutral wire from the front two. So I'm just gonna jump them together, and then up the line here towards the front, I'm gonna tie this black wire in with the factory neutral on the wiring harness. That's how I'm gonna get it all to ground, because I don't know where the tractor, it's grounded through the frame somewhere, I guess, but I don't know exactly where. Wherever it is, it's a good ground, and I don't want to mess it up and then potentially not have a good ground. Alright, so we put our wire back in here where it belongs, assuming we can get it to go in there like it should. Go. So our wire's in. Got a 20 amp fuse here somewhere. 15s, 25s, 20 is my yellows here. Same thing. This was like $7 for like 120 fuses on Amazon. You're gonna go to O'Reilly's or somewhere and pay $5 for a 5-pack of them. Assuming they're any good, I guess. That's a good deal. Oh my God, are they the wrong fuses? Christ almighty, crap on a stick, I got the wrong fuses. Maybe I can make it work. Maybe I can just get it to go. It's the wrong fuse. I wonder if it'll work. Alright, let's come up here to the front. I'm getting bad, people. I'm getting delirious. I screwed this up. I got ahead of myself. and I should have split these wires when I was originally running them. But now I'm going to have this funny little bulge of wire sticking out of here. So the red stays. This neutral has to carry. I got to have it two ways, and then I've got to tie it in with the neutral off the tractor. I can't. It's not like I could just cut one end and turn it over. Both have to be connected, or else the front lights wouldn't have any neutral. So basically, I have to cut it and put it right back together. So in theory, I hate that I just cut a bunch of wires to make this happen. But in theory now, we have hot coming from the switch, going to the back and to the front. So that's our red lead here. Going up, supplying the lights. We've got neutral coming back down. This black neutral here is carrying combined. It's carrying basically neutral from the back up here to the front, and this is the black that is carrying neutral from the two front lights. So they're tied together here and tied back in with the neutral on the tractor system. So, I think all that being said, oh, I can't test my lights because my light switch isn't on. Alright, here's the grand reveal. Turn the key on, hear the fuel pump running, turn our headlights on, low beams. Huh? What? Got a couple LEDs out on that one. That's just a light defect. That's not my fault. So that's the fronts. And the rears. Both the rears are working. Yay! Yay! That makes me super happy. Okay, so we'll get our fuse panel and everything all stuck back in. If my lights stop working, it'll probably be because of that little undersized. It's still a 20 amp fuse, but it's a mini blade. I thought those were mini blades. It's been a long time since I've messed in a fuse panel. But these are actually regular size fuses. These are regular size, and I bought a mini set of mini blades. Still 20 amp. But I'll get my fuse panel stuck back in there, get all this stuff bolted back together, and be done on this lighting project, at least for now. And then eventually I'll come back through and I'll spur off from the high beam side to run the accessory lights up here on the boom. But we're done with it for now.